Armin had always been the quiet one in the class. He wasn't shy exactly, just distant. The kind of boy who preferred scribbling in the last pages of his notebook, while others played cricket during lunch break. He kept to himself, not out of arrogance, but survival. His world at home was a whirlwind of shouting parents, unpaid bills, and his little brother, who didn't understand why dinner was sometimes just tea and toast. No one knew, of course. He wore his silence like armor. That is, until one day he dropped it. It was during the final term of 12th grade, and stress had crept into the bones of every student. The whole class buzzed about university applications, scholarship deadlines, entrance exams. For most, it was just pressure. For Armin, it was panic. His father had lost his job. His mother stitched clothes till her fingers bled. And Armin had dreams he couldn't afford. One afternoon, after school, he lingered back in the classroom. His eyes were fixed on the scholarship form in his hands, the one that required a recommendation letter, some documents, and a scanned copy of a project he had somehow lost when his USB drive broke. Still here? A voice pulled him out of his thoughts. He turned. It was Meher, the girl who sat 3 benches ahead, the girl who spoke to everyone kindly, who volunteered at the library, and whose laughter always reached the back of the classroom. "Yeah," Armin muttered. He tried to hide the panic in his eyes, but she noticed. Meher didn't walk away. Instead, she walked over and sat on the bench across from him. "You look like someone trying to solve 5 puzzles at once." He chuckled just a little. "Feels more like 10. Want to talk about it?" He hesitated. Talking wasn't his thing, but something in her tone, warm, honest, cracked open something inside him. "I'm trying to apply for this scholarship," he said slowly. "But the project file they want, I lost it. It was on my USB, and the deadline is tomorrow." Meher raised her eyebrows. "Is it the science fair project you made last month?" "Yeah, the one with the solar-powered purifier. I remember that. It was brilliant." She paused. "Do you still have a model?" "At home, but they want a digital file. Pictures, diagrams, summary, everything." "Why don't you remake it?" she asked. "Because it took me 3 weeks the first time," he said, frustration creeping in. "I don't have a laptop. I use the library one, but it closes by 5. And my phone doesn't even open PDFs properly." Meher looked at him, then at the clock. "It's 3:45. Let's go." "What?" "Come with me. My brother's at university and his laptop's home. I'll help you recreate the file. We'll stay up all night if we have to." Armin stared at her. "Why would you do that?" She smiled. "Because I know how it feels to need help and not know who to ask." At her home, everything felt peaceful. A calm living room, the smell of cardamom tea, and a mother who offered him snacks without asking questions. For hours, Meher and Armin worked. She typed while he explained diagrams. They sketched models, wrote summaries, formatted everything into a clean PDF. Somewhere between coffee and screenshots, Armin opened up about his family, his little brother who loved science too, and the fear that maybe he'd never escape the cycle of hardship. Meher didn't judge. She just listened and kept helping. By 1 a.m., they were done. "I can't thank you enough," Armin said as he looked at the final file. She smiled, eyes tired but proud. "You don't have to. Just promise me one thing." "What?" "When you become someone big, help the next Armin who's scared to ask." The next day, he submitted the form. 3 weeks later, he received an email. "Congratulations, Armin. You've been awarded the full scholarship." He didn't even finish reading. He just ran straight to Meher's house. She opened the door, and he was breathless, eyes gleaming. "I got it." She smiled wide, and for the first time in months, Armin felt like the weight on his shoulders had finally lifted. Epilogue. Years passed. Armin graduated top of his class. Then came university, then a job. One day, he was invited to speak at a high school to inspire students about resilience and hope. At the end of his speech, he told the story of how he once almost gave up, how a girl named Meher helped him when he couldn't help himself, and how sometimes all it takes is asking for help and someone willing to say yes. moral, asking for help doesn't make you weak. Sometimes it's the bravest thing you can do and the beginning of something life-changing.